Hi everybody! For the Cultural Iceberg project, each classroom will need one poster that's been painted to show an ocean and a sky. And then you'll need one set of surface culture prompts, one per kid, one set of shallow culture prompts, one per kid, and then here's a pile of deep culture prompts, one per kid. You'll notice that the pieces get bigger as they get deeper in the iceberg, and they change colors too as they get deeper in the iceberg. Students will need pencils, access to scissors, and some glue for when they construct their icebergs. Glue sticks are good, or white glue is fine too. To begin, each advisee should have one paper from the 3 sections of iceberg pieces. Then the advisees will go through and try to answer the different prompts on the iceberg pieces. These ones are going to be a little bit easier to answer as they're more surface level, and then they get a little bit more about a student's values and some of the unseen parts of their culture. And then the deep culture, it has more to do with things that are farther down in our culture, very ingrained. How do I care for people in my family? Spending money, saving, or donating it? Why? Your students don't have to write their names on these pieces, just an answer. When class ends, it's helpful to have a paper clip to store the 3 pieces of paper together, or a paper clip to put around the iceberg pieces once kids have cut them out. Once kids have quite a few answers on their iceberg pieces, you can start to cut them out and put the surface pieces above the water line on your big painted poster. Start by having kids choose 2 or 3 of their favorites from each of the papers, from the shallow, the surface, and the deep, to bring up to the collaborative iceberg on the painted poster. As kids bring their pieces to the poster, they can check the back to see if they're surface level or if they are shallow level or deep level pieces, and then they can just take a glue stick and glue them in that area. The next kid can glue their piece next to it, kind of in a puzzle way, to create a large iceberg. Most of the surface level will fit above the water line, and then you can go into the shallow level pieces below, and then finally the deep level, the largest pieces at the bottom. On this poster, I outlined the iceberg at the end, and my students, Thalia and Katie, helped add a water line, and then they even cut out some Arctic animals and added them to the icebergs with their names on them. Make sure your advisory names your big poster, Cultural Iceberg by Miss Alyssa's Advisory, and then hangs it in the cafeteria for Multicultural Night with blue painter's tape. And if you'd like, kids can make their own iceberg on an extra piece of paper with the leftover pieces they didn't use on the collaborative one. This collaborative project could fall under the learning target for advisory. I can show cooperation. Or I can show empathy as we are learning about each other's cultures.